Good morning, everybody. It is Paula Kettler here. I am a licensed clinical social worker and a transformational parent coach. And this week, I have been bringing you these Facebook Lives every morning at 10 o'clock Pacific time because it's National Play Therapy Week. And I've been having so much fun with this, giving you information and tools and activities that you can do with your children at home, because it is really through the play that you can connect with your child and you can create this exceptional relationship. When children have that exceptional relationship with you, they are calmer, their aggression settles in, and they just feel loved, safe, and connected. So, play is actually, especially for adults, play is not something that many adults know how to do anymore naturally. Once we all were that little 3 or 4 year old and we knew how to play. However, through all kinds of negative experiences and inhibitions that develop, we kind of forget how to be spontaneous, how to be playful, how to be messy, even, because play is kind of messy. It's a little chaotic, it's a little all over the place. And that is the beauty of it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So my job is to teach you how to play. And through the play, you can connect with your child, create absolutely amazing bond with it. And they will love that. They will remember that when they are adult. They will remember all these amazing moments that you played with them. So what you're really doing every time you play with your child is you're creating these beautiful memories. So what are we going to be discussing today? Today, I have mindfulness activities for you and things that really help your child and yourself feel calmer. But before I jump into sharing about those activities, I want to tell you a couple resources that I have for you. If you want extra tools, extra resources, extra activities, go ahead and sign up for my Circle of Support group right here on my Facebook page. It should show there. So just find the group. It's called Circle of Support. If you can't find it, look for Facebook groups where transformation happens, because it is in the Circle of Support group, Facebook group, where transformation happens. And that transformation means you transforming into the parent that you have always desired to be. The second resource, absolutely free, that I have for you is a 20-minute call to really dive deeper into what might be inhibiting you in your play, what's in the way of you playing with your child, kind of digging underneath. Maybe there could be some old traumas or discomfort that might be holding you back. And then coming up with a plan of how you can really start connecting and playing with your child. So go ahead and book that 20-minute call. That link is in the description section of this video. And how do I know all this stuff? Well, I am a play therapist. I work with kids and families for over 20 years in all sorts of different capacities. For the past 12 years, I have own and run a private practice here in San Diego, California, and I love to play. Right now, I don't have a play office currently because everything has been online. I've been doing a lot of teleplay, but when I did have an office, I had so many toys. We had so much fun with children, and I hope to get to that one day as well. So that is who I am. Besides that, I do a lot of transformational parent and relationship coaching. So you can check out all my work at transformationalparent.com, transformationalparent.com. That's where you can find everything about me. So today we are going to talk about mindfulness. So let me define that real quick for you. So, what is mindfulness? You've probably heard this term a lot. Maybe you know what it means already. So, I'm just going to give you my definition, my explanation of what mindfulness is, because I practice it um, every day. Every day, my intention and my commitment is to be mindful. So, mindfulness is really about being in the present moment, like fully connecting with whatever is going on in this present moment, not in the past, not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, but really fully being and experiencing the present moment. Now, there are different doors how one can enter a state of mindfulness. The one of the easiest doors, or the perhaps the most available door to enter mindfulness, is your breath. So, just becoming aware of your breath. Breath is in this moment, in this very moment. It's not in the past, not in the future. So when you are connecting with your breath, you are bringing your mind back home. You're bringing your mind back home to the present moment, because it's really here that life is happening. What happened in the past happened. There's nothing you can do about it. And we can control the future. What you can control, what you have power over, so to speak, is this very moment. So when you take care of this moment, the life takes care of itself. So every minute, every second, every minute, every hour. So the way you live the present moment is the way you live the rest of your life. My coach, Michael Strassner, he always says, you know, make today the greatest day of your life. Like, think about that statement. Why would we not? Why would we not make today the greatest day of our lives, regardless of the circumstances? Regardless of what your circumstances are, you can put yourself in a mindset, create a mindset and energy where this really is the greatest day. Because whatever is happening in your life right now is part of life, and we get to embrace that. Even the painful parts of it, even the grief and the loss or the stress, whatever is going on, you're just on this journey of this life experience. So mindfulness brings the mind to the body and really integrates and connects those two. Focusing on your breath is one doorway, one gateway to be mindful. So you can do simple breathing practices. I will show you some that you can do with your kids. And it's just being with your breath, noticing the breath in your body, feeling it, and noticing the movement and sensations that happen in your body. But that's only one gateway. Other gateways or doorways to mindfulness is just looking and seeing what's around you. Maybe when you are on a walk, you begin to see the play of light and shadow in the trees. Maybe you see the beautiful flowers around you. Maybe you smell the flowers. Whatever is around you. Maybe you touch something. That is another gateway, your sense of touch. So maybe you're getting an idea here that the gateways, the doorways to mindfulness is really through all the senses, all our sensory system. So when I touch this crystal here, and I'm really just focusing on how that feels in my hand. It's cold, it's pointy. This one, the top of the crystal is sharp, and I already feel a sense of groundedness when I'm touching this. I'm noticing the weight of it. So I'm not just mindlessly holding this here, but I'm actually bringing my awareness to what I'm doing. So, awareness to the breath, awareness of what you are seeing, awareness of what you're feeling in your body. You could even be, body is a gateway to mindfulness, so that you could just become aware of body sensations and what your body is doing. So, whatever it is that is happening in the present moment. And here's the thing, so sometimes people get really like upset, like, yeah, well, I can't do that all the time. It's like they don't stay there. And you know what? That's not necessarily the goal. The goal is the return. It's a journey of returning to home over and over again. I always say that the mind is like the butterfly. It's just like flies all over the place. And the breath can be the flower, because where does the butterfly always return? It returns to the breath. And viewing it that way is just the butterfly just constantly comes home. And through some practice, you're going to have an experience where your mind stays longer in the present moment. because we know that those thoughts that are ruminating, that are maybe some worry thoughts, some things that are bothering you, they are just causing and creating stress and suffering in your life. Those things are not even happening in the present moment. So that is a very brief explanation of what mindfulness is, and it's shown to calm the body, calm the nervous system, decrease stress, increasing a sense of well-being. So imagine what a beautiful gift you can offer to your child by teaching them mindfulness. And children, especially the really young ones, surprisingly, Montessori knew this all these years ago. Um, they are very curious by nature. They love to observe. So you can start a mindfulness practice from like 3.5, 4 years old. There is no child that is too young for it. Okay. And so my invitation with this is how do you incorporate mindfulness in your home? Well, you get to be mindful first. So this is not just something like, let me teach my child to do this, and then you're not going to do it yourself. No, you are modeling and you're inviting the child at any given moment. Let's say you are sitting down to eat, you're eating breakfast. So putting away any distractions, no phones, no nothing, and you're inviting the child, and you could describe this yourself like, oh, this is maybe if you're eating cereal, the cereal is crunchy. How does your food feel like in your mouth? What do you taste? And then you start talking about that, and you bring mindfulness to this. I'm kind of embarrassed to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you anyways. Like, I did that a couple weeks ago. I don't remember when. I was really focusing on mindful eating. Usually I tend to just put the news on or something, and I just eat, and then I'm like, I didn't even realize that I've eaten. So, but really being connected, like, I started crying because it was such a I was so happy in that moment eating my cereal, because I'm like, I like crunchy things. So I'm like feeling the crunchiness, feeling the sweetness of the granola. And then I started thinking the cows that gave the milk, and they grew in the pastures, and the wheat that was grown, and all the people that it took to make my cereal. And I started crying because I felt this cosmic connection just by eating cereal. But that is available. The joy of mindfulness is available for us at any given time. It doesn't matter what we are doing. So you can invite your children for mindful eating. You can invite them to, let's take a mindful walk, which means that you're walking very slowly, and you're just feeling the feet on the ground, and you're observing the environment. Let's look around. So when you go on hikes and nature walks, I would even bring like a little magnifying glass with you. Kids love observation. They love to look at like a little plant or something and see all the little details. Maybe if there's an insect or something like that, they might be able to observe that, really getting them connected with nature. So you get to really incorporate these things. It doesn't take any extra time. It doesn't take any extra effort, because it's all incorporated in your day-to-day life. And yes, you get to be mindful yourself, and you get to practice that yourself as well and model that. Okay. So here's a couple activities for you. Let me begin with the raisins. So have some raisins. And what you can do, and this is a classic kind of like, I do this with adults too. This is a classic way to explain mindfulness, because mindfulness, it's non-judgmental. So we could say raisin there, you know what it is, but there's no depth in that. It's just a raisin. But you could invite your child to say, well, imagine that you are space aliens, like you are from outer space, you've never been to Earth, You don't know what Earth is like. You have no idea what's going on here, what's what, and all that kind of stuff. You come to Earth, your fellow space aliens sent you down, and then they ask you to tell them, to describe to them, what do you see? And the first thing you come across is a raisin. So then, even having a magnifying glass, you would do this together with your child, perhaps, like, okay, what do we see? I would report to my friends aliens, like, it's wrinkled, it's got some ridges and valleys. mm, it's kind of dark color. I don't even know if the aliens would know the color. um, it's got a dark color, it's kind of squishy. They ask, does it make a sound? Okay, let's listen. Okay, what kind of sound is it making? Like a squishy sound? Does it take, you could open it? How does it look like? Oh, it's glossy inside. It's matte on the outside, glossy inside. How does it taste? How does it smell? And so I'm going through this really fast, but that is, wow. Now, have you ever looked at a raisin like that? That's a deep experience. We can connect with anything, like this pen. We can connect this with this pen like that. But we are so used to just labeling and judging things instead of really connecting with the raisin. And then for younger kids, you take this into a whole lesson. Where do the raisins come from? You know, and you can do a whole thing around that. But that's mindfulness. So then, you could introduce mindfulness like that. And I'm not going to eat this because I think my raisins are kind of old. They kind of look yucky, but your child could eat it. Okay, how does it taste then? This is a great way to introduce mindfulness. And then you can use the same concept, same idea to everything, instead of just labeling something, like really describing the things that we see around ourselves, even emotion. So now you can tie this into emotional intelligence, like, oh, I'm maybe a child feels anxious, let's say. Well, that's just the word. Like, where is it in your body? How does it feel? What color is it? What shape is it? How much space does it take? Let's color it on a piece of paper, like a body outline or something like that. And now experiencing the emotion is much richer than just saying, I'm worried, or I'm frustrated, or I'm angry. You're taking it deeper. And here, parents, if you notice, you get to do this work. You can't do this pretending that that you are connected to your emotions. You get to be connected, resonating in the same way with your own self, with your own emotions. You get to do this work so that you know how to do that with your child. Again, that's why I have those free 20-minute calls for you, so that I can teach you and guide you and kind of figure out, where is the gap for you? Where is that moment of discomfort or place of discomfort that you get to stretch to the other side? So go ahead and book that free 20-minute call, so I can really support you in how to start playing with your kid and give you some extra ideas and activities. Let's see, what else do I have next? Let's do the breathing exercises, and bear with me. I'm going to try to share my screen and see if that is going to happen. Let's see. Oh, I think I'm doing it. Okay. If you're listening to this live, give me a little thumbs up in the comment section. But I think I am doing it. This is great. So I have I found some pictures, and that you can see here, that that are have to do with breathing exercises. Okay, so what I have with these pictures is, I cut them out and I laminate them, and I have them in a beautiful, really fascinating looking box that is just so attractive. Everything around in your home for your child should be beautiful and attractive, should be exquisite material, everything just imperfection and as little plastic as possible. Very important to surround the child with beauty and grace, because they are really naturally drawn to that. And that beauty and grace of the environment they will absorb all that. Okay. So I cut this out. You see all these pictures here. You can, figure out your own pictures as well and find them online. They represent a certain breathing activity. So usually I just have the child like put their hand in there and pick a card. So they can randomly pick a card, like what kind of breathing activity would you like to do today? You can invite the child. If you see them kind of slightly getting outside their zone of regulation, then that's a good time to invite. Don't invite them when they are already crying and screaming and upset. That you are too late. So this is very early on when you notice they are in the orange zone. They've gone from green to orange, and if they're in the red zone, then you just let the meltdown happen. So they pick a card randomly, or they choose one. So this is a candle one. So this first one is a candle, and that is just, okay, we are pretending to hold a candle and we blow it very gently. So you are teaching the child just to blow the candle out very gently. Okay. This one here, fairy dust. Look at the fairy dust that we have here. Let me blow some at you. Let's blow some, but maybe if you have stuffies or other people. Here's for your sister. And then make it playful and fun. Here's a rainbow. That means we get to take a rainbow breath. Inhale, arms up, look up. Draw your rainbow. Exhale, arms down. Let's make the rainbow even bigger. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, palms down. And maybe the rainbow goes like this. You can make a really huge rainbow like that and breathe with that. Okay. Pom poms. You can make a pom pom racetrack. So what you would do is just have pom poms just like that, and create a little racetrack. If you have a little rug, or you can use a yoga mat and put like little bumps to it or something like that, and then the child would just move the pom pom by blowing it. If you have two kids, make it a race or something like that, making it super fun. Okay. The soup is, oh, hot soup, hot soup. We gotta make it colder. Okay, breathing in and out through the mouth, trying to blow at the hot soup. And this one is called box breathing. So you can teach, okay, let's do the box breathing. Hand on the heart, another on the belly. We breathe in 4. Hold the breath 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's called box breath because it kind of creates this box, so this square. So 4 in, you can play with if it's 4 or 5 or 6 or 10, 15, 20. The little kids won't be able to do that, but you might. So this is box breathing, super calming to the nervous system. Taco. So taco breath is, you make a taco with your tongue like this, and you breathe in and out through your tongue. And you teach the child to breathe that way. I forget what it's called, but we do it a lot in yoga. Super regulating and actually helps to release heat in the body. So if your kiddo is overheated or something like that, invite them to do the taco breath. And this one is just uh, I put that picture in there for alternate nostril breathing. You kids love this. They like to do this, but again, it's coming from yoga. It's very centering because it centers the nadis, the left and right side of our body. If you are ever anxious, if you are having a panic attack, one of the greatest ways to really calm down and interrupt a panic attack is to do the alternate nostril breathing. So the way that works is you would take your thumb and your ring finger, and you alternate plucking your nose. So let's say that I'm going to start from the left side. So I pluck my right side and I inhale. I pluck my nose with both of my fingers and I open the right side and I exhale. I inhale through the right side that is still open. I block both of my nostrils and exhale from the left side. And there you go. So it's always like inhale left, pluck, exhale right. Inhale right, pluck, exhale left. So you can try that, kind of practice that yourself first, and then you can teach it to your child as well. And do that, I don't know, do that as many times as it feels good. So those are my breathing activities. There's tons more. So you can research online, you can find your own pictures, you can make little cutouts, put them in the beautiful box or something like that. And that is just a fun mindfulness activity that can be part of your calm corner. That can be, I would just leave the box somewhere where it's accessible. You get to have your environment set up so that when there's dysregulation, there are things in the environment that can really support the child in regulating again. So that is all I have for today. I really recommend that you join the Circle of Support Facebook group. I'm going to pop in there right now. And I have a beautiful guided meditation that I'm going to put there as a resource called Pebble Meditation. And then I also will put a recording that I have of a beautiful mindfulness meditation activity that has to really do with children realizing that they are not their thoughts. Their thoughts are separate from their true self and who they really are. And it's just a really beautiful way for them to explain this concept and for them to start learning to manage their thoughts. And I honestly think it's really helpful for adults as well. So I'm going to pop those resources in the Circle of Support Facebook group. And I think I have the link here below this video. So you can just click on that and answer a couple questions and become a member of that group. Again, you can also book that absolutely free 20-minute call where we can talk a little bit more about how to play with your kid and create an exceptional relationship with your child. Bye now, and I will see you tomorrow. Our last day is tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about playful parenting. Have a fantastic day. Bye now.